Let's talk to Paul Wallace. He is a trading coach and founder of the London Traders Network. Very good morning to you, young Paul. Right, as always, 5 thought-provoking slides. Let's get our teeth into them. The headline, it's only a bloody trade. What's this all about?
Yeah, well, as always, Moose, I come on here and I try and talk about things that may be a bit different from other people. So I thought I'd do the same today. And it's probably linked into a couple of personal and professional experiences recently in terms of, sort of friends, family, traders, and stuff that I know, and it's about understanding the sort of impact of pain and grief that they have on us in our terms of as our life as a trader, and something about the sort of the decisions we make and such. The reality is, there's a couple of photos up there. There's very few people who wake up in the morning and say, do you know what, I'm having the best trading year of my life. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call Paul Wallace, okay, to help maintain me there. A few do, but not many. The vast majority of times that when my phone goes, it's because someone's in pain, and that's what I thought we'd talk a little bit about today.
Wonderful. Okay, well, let's go into the nitty-gritty. When does my phone ring? What happens there?
Well, yeah. As I said, it's a case of people are in pain, all right, and there's normally traders in a sort of a level of emotional pain. Either there's been like a catastrophic financial loss, or they've been suffering like death by 1,000 cuts. Okay, and it's the truth is that especially men, we hate being wrong and we hate losing money. Okay, but that's just trading life. That's going to happen. And the kind of science of it is that we feel pain like about 1.8 to 2 times more than we feel pleasure. So we're the human ecosystem is exceptionally good at trying to avoid pain. But the reality is we can't avoid it as traders. It's part of the gig, and it's about being able to recognise and understand that becoming comfortable with being wrong. Okay, being wrong is okay. It's going to be part of the gig, and it's about recognising that it's only a bloody trade. All right, okay. I've had people call me. One guy last week. He's had like 13 losing trades on the trot. All right, so his confidence, is shot to pieces. He thinks he's a terrible human being, and it's really about trying to sort of put it all into perspective. Okay, and that's what we'll come on to over the next slide or two.
Okay, so let's move swiftly on to we're social animals.
Yeah, well, part of that is to do with I don't care how much of an introvert you are. We are still social animals. We're still part of a society, and what I sort of talk to people about is that when you're feeling a little bit, let's say a little bit low, feeling a little bit of that emotional pain, talk about getting ready to wrap. Okay, recognize, accept, and prepare to change. All right, you should recognize as a trader that slumps in performance. All right, they're the rule rather than the exception. Especially if you're an aggressive intraday trader. Right, I talk about. I think the second fund I worked for, in that fund I was like a aggressive intraday trade. I had a 70% hit rate, okay, but I still had like 2 clusters of 10 losing trades on the trot, okay. The statistics say it should only happen very often, but it's trading. These things happen more than we expect, all right. Except that it's going to be part of your experience. All right?
Okay.
It's going to be part of your experience, okay, and prepare to change. And part of that is about sort of getting outside of yourself. All right. Put there, it's being strong and silent only really worked for Clint Eastwood. Okay, and it's true. Men in particular, we kind of try and hide away from it, shy away from it, and actually you need to embrace the pain of it. Okay, go and speak to somebody. I don't really care who it is. It doesn't have to be me, but actually get out and go and speak to somebody and actually talk about your experience, because if you can start to learn from it, well, then actually that can be the sort of the chrysalis for your next evolution as a trader.
Okay, let's talk about the next slide. Perspective is key.
Yeah, well, that's the truth of it. Okay, perspective is key. Okay, it's just a bloody trade. Okay, losing trades or having a cluster of losing trades says nothing about you as a human being, nothing about your self-worth or your value. All right, and one of the things I talk about is what helped me years ago was redefining what success meant. Okay,
right.
Namely, if I planned my trade, traded my plan, and managed my risk, that trade was a success. Because anything can happen once a trade is triggered. Anything can happen, okay? So it's about focusing on the quality of decisions rather than the outcome of your trade. In the old days, you'd say a trade was in the lap of the gods. Now your trade is in the lap of Trump's tweeting thumb, okay? Because you can have a great trade and he can come out and say something, and bosh, your trade's blown out, all right? And you just have to remember, it's just a bloody trade, okay? It says nothing about you.
Beautiful. Last slide, the most important one of all.
Well, there you go. So London Traders Network, all right, okay, we've got our event this evening, all right, in the Salad Bar of the New Moon Pub. The next one will be Wednesday 21st. And really, it feeds into what I've just talked about here, namely that you should get out, come and have a beer with your tribe, okay? Nobody really understands your trading experience quite like another trader does. So come along, have a beer and a chat, okay, and make some trading buddies.
Paul, on that note, thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome, Moose.